always said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Columbus, Ohio, and the old horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Collins with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Buckeyes will kick it away first. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. He'll pull it on the read. Stopped in the backfield, and the defense comes out sending a message.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Going to swing it on second down. Grant behind the line. It's Bussey. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Throws to the tight end. That's caught. It's Sims. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. They flexed out that tight end a little bit, and you know the tight end's always open.
Always open. Quarterback's best friend. And this guy's a problem, Reese. He's a matchup problem because he's too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. He's showing you his athleticism there.
A&M comes back out with another first down. Got it behind the line. It's Burton. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
I tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of points.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. From the gun, running back gets to give.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing these pads.
The Aggies come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. Steps away. And the defense, got him at the 27.
Hey, third down and short, you know the quarterback absolutely is going to be a part of the run game. The defense was not fooled, flew up, made the tackle, stick that fist in the air, fourth down coming.
Hunt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. Motion from the back. Looking for room. It's Peoples. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Oh, he's got a chance. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. And the Buckeyes want to move quickly. Might be calling a hot route. Catch in the middle, it's Graham. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. The Buckeyes, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Back to pass, it's St. Clair. Starting to feel a little pressure. On the run, deep down the right side. Touchdown, Buckeyes! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Hey, how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper coming on that 48-yard touchdown dart. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes. This is a gamble. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. To do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll power it inside with the fullback. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Well, that was just like trying to run through a traffic jam. No place for the big fella to go.
Yeah, that's the whole key, Reese. You can't let the big fella get some steam. So you got to stop him in his tracks right away. The only way you do that is with penetration up front.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. He's going to run it. Crosses the 30. He's got away. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch them because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. They'll send the back in motion. Just going to keep it after the snap. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Dances away. Fires on the move. He's open on the right. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. On the run, it's Cook. Oh, he's got some space. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Really good looking run there. This guy reminds me a little bit of an old Texas A&M Aggie great, Leland McElroy. He was so dangerous in space, was so difficult to bring down to the ground. All 11 guys on defense had to rally to the football. This guy has a little bit of that too. If they can find more creative ways to get this guy out in the open field, watch out, because he's a home run waiting to happen.
They'll ride the hot hand. And the offense went right back to their man, and this time the defense was ready to stop him.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Defense might bring the house here. Knocked down, but not before he crossed into the red zone and picked up 4 yards down to the 17.
Well, as this offense is trying to find their rhythm and try and get on the scoreboard here, trailing 7-0, it's been the running game that has gotten them into position in this drive, right? You're down in the red zone now. It looks like the quarterback's probably going to have to do his part and make a big throw. Let's see if he can do it.
This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Looking for the score. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
On that 3rd down, they took a shot in the end zone, just couldn't connect. QB and receiver not on the same page, and now it's decision time if you're the head coach on 4th.
Looking for the first down. Texas A&M lines up on 4th. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Caught near the sticks. It's Bussey. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip-shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
The give to the back. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. On the move, it's John. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Wow, what a big play by that defender. And how about the hit stick tackle? Whoa, that ball carrier's going to remember that.
pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Trying play action. Fires into the end zone. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's knocked down the one play to come up with the interception. Never a good time for a turnover, but it always seems a little worse when you're about to knock on the door of the end zone.
No doubt about it. And it's this area of the field, Reese, where your execution really has to be great. Because down in the red zone, the windows to throw into it for a quarterback, they're smaller and they close a lot quicker. So you really have to be on the same page as your wide receiver. And that time, the offense and the QB simply
The sure hands, it's Roberts. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I love that play call. Quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
He'll ride his man on the option. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that rep.
The Buckeyes now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wide receiver comes in motion. They give it to him again. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. At the 40, there he goes. Speeding down the left side. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Ohio State.
This coaching staff was trying to identify playmakers on offense early this year. How about the start of the season this guy has had? Scored in their first game. He scored early in this one. Defenses up to this point don't have any answers for this guy.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Coming out with it, it's Williams. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Looking downfield on first down. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
Defensively, you got them backed up. There's two options that they're going to do. They're going to run the football, be conservative, and they're going to try to take shots down the field. They tried to take a shot. Defense was ready. Nice pass rush. Way to get to the QB and get after that sucker.
They've got him pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. They'll go to the toss. Got a little space. Breaks into the open. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And I know it's not a first down, but I still like the way they ran the football here. Just try to make the next third down manageable. Try to get it where it's not as predictable. I think the offense did a really good job being smart there, taking what the defense gave them.
Hang on, Swoopy. The Buckeye crowd alive on third down. Calls his own number. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
And great job getting in the backfield, making it very difficult for him to make reads and understand what the heck's going on. Bottling him up, that's the biggest thing. When you play a running quarterback, you want to bottle him up. You want to set those edges really, really firm and make him turn back inside where all the big boys are coming, and you don't let that speed get to the outside.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position.
Man, your goal of a defense is to stop them, is to force punts, and then this is just gravy. Now they go for it on 4th down and medium. On their side of the field, you get the big stop and a chance to switch the momentum here in the first half.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. To the air, it's St. Clair. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
You've heard us talk about it a million times. Find the tight end in the red zone. Use the big bodies, right? Well, they do. And he drops it. God, that is not normal for the tight end position. These are the guys you depend on down here in this area.
Caught in the backfield, it's Peoples. That throw and catch gets him down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. And the Buckeyes moving quickly to the line. Quarterback making adjustments. On the move. And this one will be stopped for no gain. After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Wide out, trying to get it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. Fielded in the end zone, it's Williams. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Looking to throw on 1st down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. They'd hoped to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Man, how about that? You come out of the locker room, you just had a little bit of a break, you rested, you told your club we're going to come out, and now we're going to be aggressive. We're going to kick an onside. Even though we're winning and you failed, now this defense better step up and respond.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Dropping back, it's St. Clair. Touchdown, Ohio State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
After that amazing performance in week 1, this offense wasn't content. They felt like they left some plays out on the field, even though they were able to get that win. I feel like they've taken another step. They've raised their intensity level. They've raised their execution. This team is going to be a contender this year. You can just feel it.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Williams. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. This is a designed run. Turns it on down the left side. Quarterback gets the first down. The 20. The 10. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. That was just an open alley for that back. I don't think he was touched once before the tackle.
So he wouldn't even been down in two-hand touch?
No. This quarterback part of their running game. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Aggies.
I know it's early this year, but it's obvious this guy is a focal point in this offense. After having 2 touchdowns in his first game, he gets on the board here. Doesn't matter where he lines up. They find ways to get him the football, and defenses just have not been able to figure him out.
Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They still have a cushion, but you don't want to feed that hope with unproductive drives. Looking for a gap. It's Peoples.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Still running at the 40. He's loose. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Wide receiver going in motion. Wants to adjust the pattern. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I'll tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this in the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it out. It's Williams. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that. Dude, they score here, we're in for a ball game.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Man, this defense has played so well, and this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little bit.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but man, this defense, again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let's find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football game.
Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. The DBs will back off a bit. They'll send the tight end in motion. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Takes a hit as he fires. Got a man in the middle. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Well, the defense is smelling blood in the water. As soon as they saw this offense decide to go for it in that area of the field, they were like, okay, you're going to gift us the football. We'll go ahead. We'll take over. Thanks. We'll make a play, and we'll take us over. And now we're going to try to make you pay for that decision.
Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Looking for a man. It's St. Clair. Quarterback extends the play. Caught in the backfield, it's Peoples. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. The Buckeyes want to crank the tempo. To the air on first down. Here comes the heat. He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Ohio State. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. A lot of glorious days in the history of the Buckeyes, and this might put this guy right at the top of the list for a single game.
And that list of names is incredible. Like, we could go down the list of so many guys that have been such great playmakers, so dynamic. So to think about putting yourself in that category, we're going to be talking about winning trophies and this guy being an All-American by season's end.
No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. They'll go to the ground. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Norman. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
Love the location of the throw on that slant pass. Put it out in front of the receiver, put it on his face mask so he can catch it and try to advance.
Wants to throw on first down. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. He can't wait.
And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes.
He lets one fly deep. They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, the offense taking a shot after getting the takeaway. They're in what's called the fringe area. It's not quite the red zone, but it's a good spot to throw posts, to throw goes, to throw deep corner routes, smash routes, and that's exactly what they were thinking that time. Just a little bit off on the throw. Nice play by the defense, but I love the aggressive nature that time by the O.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a rare sight for this defense today against this guy. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here, and it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Motion from the wideout. The offense changing the play. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Buckeyes send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. So the Texas A&M offense returns to the field. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost. They didn't on that play. Nice job honing in, getting in there quickly, getting the quarterback to the ground.
Gets the back moving. The option look. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
The Aggies line up trying to move the sticks on third and short. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
They'll move the wide receiver. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. He's got it. First down and more. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
Nice execution by the offense on third down, understanding what they had to do to get the first down, pass complete, move the sticks, new set of downs.
Under fire. Blasted as he lets it go. Another interception. That's his fourth of the day. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Trying to get behind the defense. He got it. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
I got to say, the mental toughness that this team is showing early this season is real impressive. And going down the field and scoring on that last possession, putting themselves in position here to go 2-0, they're answering the bell. This team has leadership on both sides of the ball. Very, very impressive.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. Got to stop turning the football over.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're getting their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now. If you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, then you're going to have time to throw.
Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw. Finds his tight end. At the 35, he's loose. Hits the afterburner, and it's a fumble after that huge gain. And the defense jumps on it. Get that turnover. This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Rushes on him. All kinds of time before he fires right. And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. Taking it the other way. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side. They've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
On the snap, it's Peoples. Fights off the defender. They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the first down marker. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
Yeah, and that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that 3rd and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both, got it stopped, now forcing a 4th down.
Making side adjustments here. On 4th down, looking to pass. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. Caught in the backfield. It's Cook. Turning it on. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective. And the Aggies headed quickly to the line. It's a lost cause, but they keep fighting. Dumps it to the back. That's reeled in. It's Cook. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here.